You've probably asked yourself, what's holding you back from achieving your dreams? What is the greatest obstacle between you and the goals you aspire to reach? You may be surprised to learn that it's not a lack of talent or opportunity, but a more overlooked factor: laziness. Welcome to Buddha's teachings. Today we will explore the Buddhist perspective on laziness. Let's discover how to overcome laziness and live a life of purpose and growth. Laziness, often disguised as procrastination or lack of motivation, is a silent thief of dreams. It sneaks into our lives, convincing us that there's always more time, that tomorrow is a better day to start, or that the task at hand can be postponed indefinitely. In this state of stagnation, even the simplest goals become difficult, and every aspiration seems out of reach. From a Buddhist perspective, laziness is not merely a personal flaw, but a profound disharmony between inner intention and outward action. It reflects a deeper disconnect between our true desires and the effort required to realize them. When we are lazy, we are, in fact, disrespecting the inherent potential within us. We become trapped in a self-imposed cycle of inertia, a barrier to growth and progress. Long ago, in a small village at the foot of a mountain, there was a young man known for his laziness. While the villagers worked diligently in the fields and workshops, he would lie under a tree, sleeping and daydreaming all day. One day, a wise monk came to the village. Each time the monk passed by while begging for food, he saw the young man sleeping under the same tree. One day, the monk approached him and asked, "Why do you lie here all day? Why don't you work in the fields?" The young man lazily replied, "Oh, let me sleep. Working in the fields is too hard. I can't do that." And he lay down again, showing no interest. Seeing the young man's laziness, the monk asked, "Do you want to become rich?" This question piqued the young man's interest. He sat up and said, "Of course. Can you make me rich?" The monk smiled and pointed toward the mountain, saying, "Behind that mountain is a cave, and inside it is a precious diamond. If you can find it, you will be rich forever." The young man was curious, but hesitant. "But climbing the mountain is difficult." The monk replied, "If you can't do that, then give up." He began to walk away, but the young man stopped him and said, "Wait, I'll go. Are you telling the truth?" The monk assured him and added, "But the cave is on the other side of the mountain. It's not easy to get there." Nevertheless, the young man, excited by the thought of the diamond, began his climb. The journey was tough, and he quickly grew tired, but the cool breeze and thoughts of the diamond kept him going. After much effort, he finally reached the summit. Amazed by the majestic view, he felt a sense of accomplishment. Now, he had to descend the mountain, and the journey down was even more challenging and dangerous. He stumbled and fell many times but pressed on, driven by the promise of the diamond. At last, he reached the cave, but it was empty. There was no diamond. He searched repeatedly, but the result remained the same. There was no diamond. Frustrated, he wondered why the monk had deceived him. Now he faced the daunting task of returning, but he lacked the courage to climb back. For a moment, he thought of giving up and staying there, but he knew he couldn't survive for long. So, despite his exhaustion, he gathered his courage and began the journey home. After much hardship, the young man returned to the village and went straight to meet the monk. The monk greeted him with a smile and said, "Oh, you've returned." The young man, angry and confused, replied, "Why did you deceive me?" There was no diamond in the cave. The monk looked at him kindly and said, "But I believe you've already found it." The young man was puzzled. The monk continued, "My son, you've found the diamond of diligence. Before you left, you were so lazy that you didn't even want to work in the fields. But now, you've climbed a mountain and returned. You have become diligent and resilient, and that is the real diamond. With it, you can achieve anything in life." Hearing this, the young man realized that the monk was right. He had always had the potential to achieve great things, but his laziness had held him back. Now he understood that he possessed the diamond of diligence, and with this newfound energy and determination, he could overcome any obstacle on his path. From that day onward, he began working in his fields with dedication and hard work. If we look at our own lives, we will see that we often encounter laziness and procrastination, and this story beautifully explains the reason behind it. The root cause of laziness is a lack of motivation. People become lazy when they lack a clear purpose or goal in life. In the story, the young man was initially lazy, but when the monk told him about the diamond, he was motivated to seek it. Similarly, when we lack goals in life, we feel unmotivated and become lazy. But when we have a goal and a strong desire to achieve it, our laziness can vanish, driving us to work toward our objectives. Another reason for laziness is the presence of easy options. The young man felt comfortable in his village because he had easy access to food and shelter. But when he ventured beyond the mountain, he realized that survival was impossible without effort. This lack of choice forced him to act and return. In our own lives, we often don't give our best effort when easy options are available. By putting ourselves in situations where success is the only option, we can eliminate laziness and become more determined. The third reason for laziness is the failure to recognize our own abilities. The young man never believed he could climb the mountain and return. When he accomplished it, his confidence grew and he realized his potential. This shows that we all have latent abilities, but we fail to discover them due to laziness and procrastination. Once we begin to believe in ourselves, we can achieve anything. Diligence, as demonstrated in the story, is crucial for personal growth and success. It is the continuous effort to complete tasks, even when they are difficult or exhausting. Diligence has the power to transform potential into reality, helping us build skills, achieve our dreams, and live a fulfilling life. Laziness is not something to accept or excuse. It is a challenge to overcome and a barrier to surpass. By embracing diligence and setting ambitious goals, we can drive ourselves toward achieving our dreams, even when they seem impossible. In Buddhist teachings, laziness is not just a bad habit, but a significant obstacle on the path to spiritual growth and self-development. Buddhism teaches that to attain enlightenment and peace, one must continuously strive without ceasing in the cultivation of the mind and in action. Laziness often arises from a desire for temporary comfort, and this is precisely what Buddhism encourages us to transcend. To live in alignment with the law of karma, we must understand that every action, no matter how small, affects the future outcomes. When we are lazy, we not only waste time, but also miss the opportunity to plant seeds of goodness for ourselves and others. Buddhism emphasizes that success and progress do not come from random luck, but from hard work, persistence, and a purified mind. Therefore, overcoming laziness is not only essential to achieving life's goals, but is also an integral part of the journey toward enlightenment. When we strive continuously, we not only improve ourselves, but also contribute to the development of the community and the world around us. So, overcome laziness, tap into your inner potential, and embark on the journey toward a successful and fulfilled life, knowing that the real diamond lies within our determination and relentless effort. And I, Buddha's teachings, will be with you on this path of practice. Let's learn the lessons of Buddhism together, and we will walk side by side on the path of cultivation and enlightenment. Thank you for trusting and joining us.